right, guys. Thank you for being on the Chatting Meeting podcast. George, please get on the frame.
Oh, sorry. Oh, we're recording already. We're gonna go too hard, too fast.
All right, in three, two, one. What up, guys? Thank you for being on the Chatting Meeting podcast for today. The Judo Chatting Meeting podcast. Today's guest, I have two of my favorite peeps, and they have their own podcast called 2HARD2FAST. This guy right here with the mask, I don't know who that is, but I'm just kidding. That's my brother.
He has random and other things.
His name's Worm, and then we have George in the Batman shirt, which is awesome.
Boom! Too hard, too
Shirt with
fast.
a
Right
little
there.
bit of
Look at that.
Batman shirt with a little bit of
Never
Batman
disappear.
drink.
Woo! Back. Oh, no.
Hey, if you're gonna go too hard, too fast, you might as well do it right.
All right, guys, you guys are going too hard, too fast, but on today's episode, we're just gonna be kind of random. It was planned, but it wasn't, and I didn't prepare. But hey, these are fun, aren't they?
Worm keeps disappearing into the
I'm
background.
like a ghost, dude.
So how about you guys tell us about your podcast? What is it about? Or where can
Our
we watch it?
podcast is about going too hard, too fast with a lot of things that we may or may not know too much about.
That's their
Usually don't really know anything, but yeah.
Actually, you know what? You know what I want to clear up, and we should clear it up on our own podcast.
I don't like to clean
And
anything. So
You know, no, the 2H2Fers know the real thing. But people that are finding us out for the first time, when we say may or may not know too much about, is the fact that we talk about things that we do know about, but when we know, but what we don't know about,
Actually,
Well,
that summed it out right.
but when we don't know stuff, like we're inviting people on our podcast to teach us a different perspective or teach us things that we may not know about or teach other people. And that's what we enjoy. Or at least that's what I enjoy. I don't know about Worm, what he enjoys.
I enjoy talking, dude. I enjoy drinking, mainly the drinking. George promised to provide alcohol, and he never really does. But
So on Too Hard, Too Fast, they always have a beer, right? So what are you guys drinking right now? I'm not drinking. But what are you guys drinking right now?
So I don't want to display what I'm saying or what I'm drinking, but actually, just kidding. I'm drinking this Texas Northeast. Woo!
wow,
Is it
that's
good?
Because why West Texas?
nice. That's right.
And what are you drinking?
So right now I'm actually I'm drinking some wine. Oh, I'm disappearing. I'm drinking some wine, but right after this, usually we give a beer review, and so a beer that I'm trying out right now, it's from La Guanitas. It's disappearing. Boom, right here.
Yeah, this is not the Too Hard, Too Fast.
All right then, let me take out the background. I went too hard, too fast on that, I guess. So
Please hold.
please hold.
Don't
So
ruin.
anyways, some La Guanitas right here. Some hazy memory. Look at this dog. Beautiful. Beautiful little dog right there. Boom.
I don't think I've ever seen that one actually. Worm, why don't you bring good beer on our podcast?
Because
Why do you-
I saved the good stuff for my sister right here for judo.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But since we're on a different podcast, can I self-plug? We got these koozies, Too Hard, Too Fast koozies.
You could buy
What is
them on, actually, we don't have a website where we're selling them, are we, George? We're missing out on an opportunity, but it's all good.
Yeah. But you can find us on Too Hard, Too Fast POD on Twitter, or Weird Jorge on Instagram.
Cool deal. So I do have a question for you guys. What is the most funniest podcast you have done? Like with a guest?
Dude, that's hard because we don't want to exclude any of our guests.
I mean, they could be a favorite.
That's true, but more than likely they're not watching Judo, so I guess we'll be okay.
I think our most funniest podcast is the ones we don't remember.
And that's
No.
I think we did a podcast. You didn't even put it. You didn't remember.
Oh, she's calling you out, George. Why didn't you put it
man.
out?
Oh,
I think
no,
the file
you
was
didn't record.
corrupted. The file was corrupted.
Oh, that's right.
Now,
Yeah, it's corrupted.
it was. Hey, it was mostly your fault, Judo, because you had like really crappy internet. Can
Oh, yeah, I
can
did.
cuss-
We
Can
switched
I cuss
them.
on this podcast, or what's the rules on there?
That's
She
fine.
don't give a fuck, dude. Yeah.
That's fine. I'll just edit it out.
Oh, okay, sure. We'll bleep
I don't
it
like
out.
to cuss on podcasts.
To be honest, my favorite one was actually one that I don't know if you've heard of another YouTuber. Her name's Judo. That was my favorite one. that
Oh,
we did
yeah.
on YouTube.
I came out on their podcast.
Oh,
So
that's
check
right.
it out.
Oh,
On 2HARD2FAST. So how did you guys even start the 2HARD2 podcast? How did it start? Why did you
Worm.
guys start doing it?
Worm used to bug me about like, hey, we need to hang out more, and I love you, and I miss you so much. Like you're my favorite bae.
Daddy.
Your favorite what?
Bae.
I still say boo. But,
No, how dare.
So how is that just how it started? Like who took initiative to like, come on, let's do it?
Me, because I'm the one with the dream and the
Yeah.
one with goals in life.
I'm
No.
just the one with the talent. I just show up. I do my thing.
The reason.
I let the other people do their
If
edit.
only he shows up on
I'm
time.
just a talent.
If only he just shows up on time. No, I don't know. I really.
That's straight. I'm even late for work, bro. At least 10, 15 minutes, bro. So, true.
Did we want a podcast? I don't know if we even wanted a podcast. I think you just wanted someone to talk to, right? At first.
That's true too. Actually, well, hey, let's first go with how we came up with the name 2HARD2FAST.
Yeah, how did you
So
come
we
up
were
with
college roommates. It mainly was because of me. George, you're the one who really coined the name.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Judah, if we're just like destroying your podcast right now. This is what happens when you invite us on your podcast, and we have.
We've had way too much to drink. We went too hard, too fast.
It's
So
all
Too
good.
Hard to Fast, the name came from partying in college and partying with friends that decided that they're gonna go too hard too fast, like the name says. Like, I'm gonna take this drink and I'm gonna chug it.
Can you give us a specific person who would do that?
So this person, for instance, for my birthday, I showed up on my birthday.
Hey, we don't have to go after college. Let's just stick with college.
Okay. Let's just say this was my birthday. It may or may not have been my birthday, but I showed up to the bar for the first time. For the first time in my life.
Yeah.
I showed up. I just got there, and this person has already been like 3 hurricanes in. And if
some
you
people
ever
might
been
not
to
know
Pat
what
O'Brien's-
hurricanes are.
Pat O'Brien's, if you've ever been to Pat O'Brien's, a
Oh my
hurricane
God,
is
those get you
the
messed up.
drink.
One already gets you a good buzz.
This is in
One
San
drink and
Antonio.
you're done. So he's 3 drinks in, and he goes, "Hey, it's your birthday. Should I chug this hurricane?" No, you shouldn't, because we should enjoy the night.
Who cares?
Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. And then I go,
That's how I
Mark?
do.
"You're going too hard, too fast."
And that's
And
how
he
it
goes, "No, I'm
started.
not. I'm gonna go get another hurricane." Well,
And
2 minutes later, he's being driven home because he went too hard, too fast.
Oh my God.
you know what's sad? Oh, wait. You know what's sad? You said that was your birthday. That was your wedding, actually. That was right after your wedding.
I didn't want to give
Your
too much
birthday,
information.
I went too hard,
I
too
didn't wanna
fast
give too
on
much
moonshine.
information on a different podcast.
What?
So I didn't want to give too much information on a different podcast.
We
Yeah,
gotta-
they could check it out on yours.
No.
Snippets here, snippets.
I didn't finish. No, I'm just messing. I wanted to change up stories. You know why? Because then that's why people can like be like, Ooh, what's real? What's not? Worm, come on, Worm.
Well, then no one knows what's real. Was it your birthday or was it right after your wedding?
Was
I
it?
guess.
Well, they're gonna have to go too hard, too fast for us to find out.
I think so. And
Oh, I
I'm-
need to. That's what I
You're
was
the
gonna
one
ask.
wearing a mask.
So what's up with the mask? How come you're wearing the mask on the
well,
podcast?
okay, well, first, I mean, I'm with people here. All right, I like to stay protected. I want to show the people. I like to be an example of, hey, be safe. You know what I mean? Look at that. That's wrong. That's not good. This is good right here, right? Yeah, I'll take it off to drink once in a while. That's true. Um,
I
but
like
no,
when you
it
drink,
happened once
when you
this
drink
whole.
through the mask.
Yes, I do. Hey, cheers. Hey, where's your beer?
Oh, no,
Cheers.
I'm
All
down.
right.
So why do you wear the mask?
Wait. Well, no. So it all happened with COVID. So it was actually, so before we even started this, um, and it's actually in our first one that we had this year. It's the same day that SpaceX.
The first COVID or the second COVID?
the first COVID. We launched our first podcast of this year the same day SpaceX launched their shuttle into space, and so we did that because we wanted to launch our stuff again, right? Anyways, I love the fact that I could cover up, and so I don't like people to know who I am. So I could do this podcast. I could be open and free of and say whatever I want and still be, and no one will know who I am except now JUDEO. She said I'm her brother. So
Let me point out, I love how random this is because George is not even paying attention to your story. I'm
No,
talking to
George.
somebody
Okay.
else. He's talking to
I
himself.
give up.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding. You know what? I'm a guest now. Now I'm a guest. I'm used to being the host and having to edit while I'm and have the questions. Now
Yeah.
I'm a guest. Now I'm a
Yeah.
guest. So I can relax now. Right? Or not? Can I not relax?
Yeah, you are relaxed.
I don't.
So that's so.
I'm
Let
here
me
for
ask, are
you,
you ever
Judo.
gonna take
Judo,
off
you're
the
my
mask?
favorite podcast other than Joe Rogan and my podcast. So,
Let's ask my
so I'm
brother,
here
are
for
you
you.
ever gonna take off the mask?
You'll have to go to 2HARD2FAST to find out.
Yeah. Also, I don't have to listen to Worm in this podcast because he's also the guest. So I don't have to bounce off things off of him. We're not working in unison in this podcast.
Yeah.
In this podcast, we're working against you.
What are the struggles of making a podcast? Like, why make a
Mm.
podcast? I mean, I could ask that myself too.
Oh, the struggles is Worm in one word. Is getting this guy to show up on time for actually only when it's a podcast between us. He's
Yeah.
actually like super good. Like when we have a special guest or a guest.
Yeah.
Because I respect them. I don't respect you.
Yeah.
So he shows up on time for them. Actually, he shows up an hour before. We'll go over questions and the layout, the format for the guest.
I mean,
Right.
like for people who want to do podcasts, like it still takes work. It takes research. It takes like for this podcast, honestly, it's just pretty random. I didn't come because I'm comfortable with you guys. I'm like, let's see how this goes. But it does take research. It's like a storyline that you're trying to tell, like through a podcast.
Well, first of all, you should have researched this, and you should have learned
I
that
already know you guys.
we were gonna try to derail this podcast as much as possible. Because you should know your brother.
And you, George.
No, I think the struggles comes afterwards. It's easy to talk to Worm. It's harder to talk to a person that you're interviewing. You want to tell their story because you want to do right by them. If they're taking their time
Exactly.
to show up for you, you want to do right by them.
I mean, I don't give a damn, dude. I naturally connect with the people who come on. In fact, didn't you admit a lot of them like me better than you?
I'll admit it. They do. They like you better, and I'm okay with that because
Well, how do you know they like him better? Did they say I like him better, or you just?
No, I think it comes through the editing. Like when I see the vibes that they're coming through, even through the screen. Like they vibe with him better. But also like, and I told Worm, like, he's the one that needs to be, that's why we call him Worm. Like he goes by Worm because he's going through a character and he portrays this character very well. Whether
The way Worm came to be, this guy used to soak gummy worms with vodka in college, and I would eat them, and I wouldn't feel anything. According to him, I would pass out. I don't remember that. I don't recall. I don't believe it. To me, I ate them. Nothing happened. But anyways, I would eat them so consistently to try to get at least a buzz. And,
usually
nothing would happen.
when people pass
Eventually,
out,
they
don't
just.
remember
I
either.
just became, hey, the guy who eats worms, worm. And then I could do the worm once in a while too. Tell him, George. That's exactly what I just said.
I feel like you guys have way crazier like college stories than I have. I mean, I went to community college. I didn't stay in a dorm in San Antonio, but you guys have done crazier stuff than I have ever done in my life. The only crazier stuff I ever did was go to Juarez when I was like 17.
And she
Oh,
took
that's
me when
crazy.
I was 14.
That's crazy enough. When you go to Juarez, it's just like, it's
To
enough.
party. Dude, we will go every Thursday, women's night. I mean, I'm not saying like go drink and get drunk, it solves your problems. It doesn't.
But go
But-
and get drunk.
No. But we will go to Tequila Derby in Juarez. $5, drink and drown. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
$5, drink and drown. That's it. You just have to tip them the rest of the night. So the most, I would just spend $20 really. That's it. Isn't that
That
crazy?
sounds awesome, actually.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
No,
The
you know
only
it's
thing I've come
35.
close to that is a sign in San Antonio that says, turn around, don't drown. Still, people don't listen to that, so it is what it is.
Hey, bro, so what are the parties like in Piedras Negras? Because he's from Eagle Pass, which is a fake EP. It's like a fake El Paso.
Yeah.
Their Juarez is Piedras Negras.
Um,
How are the parties over there?
I wish they had the $5 drink and drown. It just sounds ridiculous. But it was fun, man. Like I remember going as a high school student and hanging out, trying to be cool. You don't know what to drink. Like I was like, oh, give me a tequila sunrise. I'm cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I don't know what I'm
A
doing.
flaming Dr. Pepper. Did you guys ever try that?
I've never tried it till I was like 22, probably, in Austin. One
Yeah.
of my friends was telling me, and we did it in the hotel room. We did it in the hotel room. He goes, "You've never had one? We're gonna do it." And so we bought everything to make it. And to this day, I don't remember what was in it, but I remember in a hotel room we did it. And he lights it on fire, and one of the glasses breaks from the
Mhm.
fire. And he goes, "Shoot it, shoot it, shoot it." And so we go with it. I was like, I'm gonna cut my lip. I was thinking, I'm gonna cut my lip through this. But that's the only thing I remember. Like, it was like, that's the
Yeah.
only time I've ever had them, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. That's great. You know, one of the scariest
That's
when like
great story.
That's fantastic, bro. No one gives a damn. Hey,
I
tell
hate-
about your nacho party. Didn't nachos come about from Piedras?
I hate when Worm does that in the podcast too. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's great. Another thing I want to ask you.
Real quick. Okay, so when you cross the bridge, did this ever happen to you too? Like when you have to go back, you have to pay Batman. When you have to pay to go back. You have to pay. He was pointing at it. Like you gotta catch these cues, bro. Wait,
Worm,
okay.
take off your mask. I can't hear you.
When you cross the border, you know you have to pay to go back, right? Was there ever a time where you just didn't have money to go back? Or they only take specific like nickels, or I remember it was only nickels for us for some reason. That happened to me once and I had to get change and I couldn't find change. Like it sucked.
I don't know what country you're trying to go back to, but we accepted
I was
quarters
trying to
and
go back.
dollars.
I don't know, that happened to me. It was pretty scary.
Going back where, like, when you cross when you cross into Mexico and then coming back from Mexico, is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
coming back, you have to pay to come back to cross back. Well, for
Yeah,
us,
so
it is.
you're paying in pesos,
No,
right?
I was paying like with American money. And I
In
only had
Mexico?
quarters and they didn't accept quarters. They only accepted nickels that I remember. Did that ever happen to you? No,
In
it's just me.
Mexico?
Yeah, to come
Oh,
back here.
I don't remember honestly to tell the truth, but I do. I think for me, oh no, we were the way I was brought up. Like I grew up in Mexico,
Yeah,
so if we were gonna go to Mexico, we had to know we had to have the American money and the Mexican money. So
oh yeah,
you know, like
yeah,
there was never gonna be like a weird exchange and we also had to know the dollar rate.
oh yeah.
At least
Yeah,
that's what my mom like did for us. Like she was like, no, you have to know what it means and what the dollar's worth because so you don't get cheated from what
yeah,
it is. So and
yeah,
then we had to have our American money, what you're going for. And when you're in Mexico, you have to have the pesos because if you have dollar, they're gonna try to cheat you. They're gonna think you're from America and they're gonna try to cheat you. So we had to
You
yeah.
like
are from
pretend we were
America.
Mexican from Mexico and all
You are from America.
that. But we had to pretend we were living in Mexico and have Mexican money to
While
spend.
you were being like responsible, I was like going to Juarez, lying to my parents. They would see it on my cell phone. They were like, "Did you go to Juarez?" No, mom, I was right next to the bridge. You know what I mean? At least you didn't have to lie. That's awesome. My name is Alexander Hamilton. There's a million. Have you guys seen Hamilton or no?
I love Hamilton. I've seen it once.
Really?
I've like waited forever to see it, but I've only seen it once.
What about Mulan? Are you gonna see Mulan for $29.99?
Nah, I
You
ain't
think
about
it's
to
worth
pay
it?
nothing.
I know.
No, I don't like paying for things that I'm never gonna watch. So
Yeah.
that makes sense, right?
No, it does. Well, I mean, you're gonna watch it, but when it's free, I know.
Yeah, like it's like once they give up and they put it on Netflix, I'll watch it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
Cobra Kai. Have you been watching Cobra Kai? Cobra Kai?
Cobra Kai. I did. I watched it. It was super good.
Yes, but I was never gonna watch it on YouTube. I was never gonna pay for it on YouTube.
Yeah.
And it's a really good show. Like it deserves to be paid for. Like if I had money, I would pay for it if I was that kind of person. But
It was so well written.
yeah, it was
Yeah,
so
I
funny.
loved it. I didn't like Danny in Cobra Kai at all. I wasn't on his side. I didn't like him.
No, yeah, that was the thing too. I was like, oh, it's all about Ralph Macchio. Not
Yeah.
anymore.
I felt with him more. I was like, ah, he rocks. And Will
You know
Smith
what
is
I
actually
enjoyed
part of
though?
that
What I did
production.
enjoy, and here's probably a good topic to talk about. Welcome back to Too Hard Too Fast. No,
Oh my God.
like the way he spoke to people. William, what is his name? Is William Zabka? Zabka, the
Um,
character, the bad guy, Danny. Is that?
I
Oh,
forgot.
let's look it up because you know
The
what?
blonde guy, the blonde guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up before we do anything else.
Dun, 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 dun.
I'm gonna record again. We're recording. All right. Okay. All right. So when you said Danny, I was thinking Johnny,
Yeah.
and so I got confused with LaRusso and all that. So watching the Karate Kid as a kid, I thought obviously LaRusso was the good guy, and then
Mhm.
after watching the Cobra Kai, I'm more leaning Johnny Lawrence, which is played by William Zabka. But here's the thing that I want to talk about, and I don't know if Worm wants to chime in or he's just relaxing on there.
He's relaxing.
But the way he would talk to the kids, like kind of like, I don't know. Can we cuss on this podcast? Like, is that a thing?
Nah, bro.
Okay, well, okay. Here's like the way he would say, like, we don't accept peas here. Like, no peas. was what was it like? He would just like degrade people, and in my head I was like, yeah, yeah, like don't be a P, or um, like the funny nicknames that he will come up for people.
Yeah.
And when I was growing up or whatever, it was like I don't know if it was a culture thing, but the guys will find something, and the worst thing about you, like they will figure out what you were sensitive about, and that was your nickname.
Mm.
So like if you were, I don't
My
know.
my sensitive thing was eating gummy worms, and then they called me worm.
So yeah, it was like or like whatever, like or at some point I don't know why, like it was the trend to figure out your mom's name, and they will call you by your mom's name for the longest time, and everybody hated it. So I think that's where I like kind of like connected with Johnny, and the fact that he will figure out what these characters he will figure out what these characters are like, what their thing was, whatever they're like feeling socially unaccepted for, and then he would make fun of them for them, or they would call him like, hey, Four Eyes, or
Yeah.
you know, like, or what was Lip, like the guy, the main guy was like, hey, Lip, shut up, or whatever. It's
Yeah.
like, you don't want to be called Lip, then change it about yourself. And so
Yeah.
that thing was like, and I was like, yeah, that's a thing. I grew up like that. Like if you don't like something about yourself, change it or make something else different about yourself.
Yeah.
And I guess nowadays it's wrong, and I can see that. But I grew up
Well,
with
back
that.
then, like it wasn't wrong. It's so funny. Like back then, it was like accepted.
But that's the thing. That's what I want to talk about. Like, it's that.
Yeah.
Was it wrong? It was still wrong back then. Like, it still made you feel like crap.
Like shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you
So,
think once you overcame that, it made you feel more confident in yourself? You're like, yeah, and what? I do have this, and what?
well, for people that did overcome it, like, there's probably plenty of people that never overcame their whatever made them feel bad about themselves.
Yeah.
Which is that's what's bad. That's what we're talking about with bullying and all that. People never overcame it, and it was a thing.
Yeah.
But it's also back then social media wasn't as bad. I
No,
don't know.
not at all.
Is that a good topic to talk about? You're not giving me anything right now, Judith.
I'm like random. Like, yeah, no. No, yeah, it is. Well, back then when I was growing up, thank God I didn't have social media because back then when I was growing up, like I was very insecure in myself. I wasn't very confident. I feel now that I've overcame a lot of stuff and now I feel more confident. Even with social media around, like, but I don't post my life on there, not really. Like I post funny stuff, like I see your podcast and like cool, like you're cool being yourself. I used to like be insecure being silly. You know what I mean? Like I thought it was not cool to be goofy, and now I'm like, I'm goofy. That's who I am, you know? So yes, I overcame it. That was my whole point. I overcame it and I'm more confident now. And now I just don't care what people think. I'm like, yeah, I'm doing this and what? As long as I'm not doing drugs or whatever, like
I still care what people think, and I do drugs.
yeah.
That's why I wear a mask. No one knows where I work or what I do or nothing. Unless you
That's why I
watch,
don't wear a mask. I don't wear a
unless
mask.
they
No.
Google 2HARD2FAST, and you might find us. Once in a while, someone mentions who I am, where I'm from, and all that. But
I have no idea what that guy said. Maybe you can leave it on or cut it. I don't know what he said. I'm surprised he's still alive right now.
Did you ever watch The Kingdom with Nick Jonas? It's on Netflix. Did you watch it?
Yes, I love that. Was a good show.
So you know Keith, right, from The Kingdom?
Spoiler alert. Yeah, well,
You know Keith,
Keith
yeah, from The Kingdom. That
was
was
it.
always
He
with
was
them?
the big guy, the chubby one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So when he came out in Cobra Kai, not to be mean, but it ruined it for me because I just see Keith. Like I don't see no other character but Keith. So when he came out in Cobra Kai, I was like, Keith, what is he doing here? You know, like he
Well,
still
he
acted the same.
he almost played that same weird guy.
Yes,
I
exactly. Like he
I
didn't
saw
change
him.
character.
I saw him somewhere else before he played Keith. I don't remember where it was, but also I saw him in the previews for that movie of the bomber, where like he finds the bomb
Mhm.
and they accuse him. And I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know
Either.
how it turns out or what it is. But he finds in the previews, he finds a bomb in a park, and he calls it in. But then he's also being accused of being the one that left the bomb there, and he wanted to be the hero and called it in and pretended like he found it.
Well, like you just see Keith, right?
No, like, well, at the time I did
Oh,
not.
you didn't.
Okay, I should say that I did not see the kingdom when the kingdom was a thing. Like I
Oh,
just
me
recently
either.
saw it. Okay,
Same.
so then I
Yeah.
saw the guy that plays Keith somewhere else. Don't remember where. Then I saw the kingdom, but at the same time I was seeing the kingdom, I was seeing the previews for this movie. So it was the same guy.
Yeah.
And then I saw him. So whoever he plays in the kingdom, it was very familiar to who he plays in Cobra Kai.
So exactly. And I'm
Yeah,
not
so I
saying
thought
he's
it
a
was
bad actor. Not saying that.
no.
Maybe he needs to
Actually,
study
he's
it.
a really good actor. Like he needs more
Exactly.
of those roles. He needs to be
Yes.
in more things like that. So if you're
Maybe he
listening,
needs to like just change the character a little more, or maybe study it a little more. But he's a good actor. But the fact is, I just didn't see a change in character. Like I still saw him as the Kingdom, unless
yeah,
that's just
the mess up guy, yeah. But
yeah.
Seth Rogen, he plays the same kind of. He's made a living off of playing almost the same character. Dave Franco almost makes the same living of
What
playing
about The Rock? Like The
Yeah.
Rock just he just acts like himself, and that's it.
Well,
He's
if
not
we're gonna
really.
throw the rock, if we're gonna throw the rock in there, it's like saying, what about Arnold
I mean,
Schwarzenegger or Sylvester Stallone or Jason Statham? Yeah, they're all playing the badass.
Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg's a good actor, though. You think so? I feel like he's really good. Like Kristen Stewart from Twilight. Like just like her facial expression. I feel like I don't know. I shouldn't be criticizing.
I never seen Kristen Stewart movies. Is that bad? Is that bad? Who are you staring at?
You feel like?
Oh, what's going
Do
on?
you hear Fanita? What she's saying?
No, I cannot.
So she's saying that Mark Wahlberg has the same expression for every movie. Do you think
Oh
that?
yeah.
Yeah?
I can agree with that. I can agree. Yeah, action or funny.
Yeah. But he's
I don't
still
know.
like a good actor.
Like something like, "Hey, how's your mother? How you doing? Say hi to your mother for me."
But he's a
Yeah.
good actor though, like he's still good. I guess it's accepted.
He's
because they're like-
believable in almost anything he plays.
Yeah.
He's funny. He's action. He's also good on the eyes, so I'm gonna watch whatever he does.
Yeah,
Whether he
yeah.
does the same mannerisms and
Yeah.
everything, I'm gonna watch it, and I'm not ashamed to say it.
Have you ever seen like a bad actor in a big movie?
Worm.
I mean, ooh.
Worm.
Jennifer. Oh, I love Jennifer Lopez.
What? Who hates Jennifer Lopez?
Anita.
Oh man, she needs to slow her roll. She plays Selena.
She plays Selena. First, I was afraid. I was petrified. And the Houston concert. Yeah. Don't give up. You just keep going, and if you make mistakes, you learn from it and keep growing.
I
Definitely.
think it's best that you don't know where you're going and you have nothing to give up about because
Yeah. Yeah.
you just keep going. You just keep doing what you're doing.
Sometimes I don't know if you guys feel like that, but like, do you sometimes feel like, what am I doing? Do you know what I mean? Like, why am I doing this podcast? Or why am I doing this show?
Actually, you know what? Can I have Worm answer
Every
that?
weekend.
I would love to hear that from Worm. Like,
More
Worm, can you?
talk than any.
No, I want to know. I want to know what Worm thinks. Before I answer mine, I really want to know what Worm thinks about that.
What do you think? About like when doing the podcast, like, why am I doing this? Like sometimes like you're in such a high and then you come to a low, like, why am I doing this? You ask yourself that question. Like, do you ever feel like that?
No, well, yeah, all the time. Well,
All the time.
Like you feel like I have
all the time. What the fuck am I doing, dude? I'm just wasting my time. But then I realized, like, well, I'd be doing the same thing. I'd just be talking to George on the Zoom, drinking. So might as well do a podcast. So no, I'm just joking. No, I actually no. I don't question necessarily why am I doing this because I enjoy doing it. But sometimes, and it's just a delusion that I have in my mind. More so, am I being brought to do this because people are just laughing at me or something? You know what I mean? Is George part of the Worm Show? You know what I mean?
Oh, and that's a topic they talk about in their podcast, so you should check it out. What episode is it? What number do you guys know?
Wow, man, it was one of the early ones. Like,
Oh my God. It's because like yeah, you should check it out. Where my brother talks about how he's being watched. It's funny.
what do we call it? The Jim Carrey? No, the Truman Show. Look it
No,
up.
the
Too
Jim
Hard to Pass
Carrey.
Truman Show.
And the Jim Carrey thing.
Go watch
But
that.
but I like one of our most recent interviews, the Tejano Illuminati. I kind of like
Oh, I
that.
need to
That
watch
was funny.
So I don't know if I'm being watched and stuff. But no, sometimes I just think like, well, I mean, is this
bringing purpose?
yeah, is this bringing purpose or is this a setup?
Or am I wasting my time? Or why?
Yeah, but no, yeah, sometimes. But no, I mean, I like what to be honest, I think we're finding our niche in being able to get people who are already making an impact and being able to interview them, because a lot of times they're either out there interviewing other people or they're doing something for other people that no one ever takes the time to ask them, well, let's talk about you. And I feel that's where we come in. We're asking those people, well, let's talk about you. And this might be their platform to actually, for them to talk about themselves. So I think that's where we're finding our theme. And so that's what I kind of like. And George has been more of the one actually reaching out to more local artists or local social media characters and bringing them in and us doing that. What do you think, George?
Yeah, no. I constantly have the back of the head thing saying, well, who are you? Who do you think you are? Like, really, you're putting yourself out there? Like, but it's more my thing. Like, I don't really think about like what other people are probably thinking, like coworkers. Like, they're always like, there's always questions, and I'm now that I'm more out there, or I've done it for a while now. They kind of understand, like, oh, it's a thing he's doing. Like, he's really going in. Like, he really believes on it. Where versus at the beginning, it was like, who does he think he is? Like, it was the same thing that was in my head. It's like,
Who, me or you?
No,
like
me.
him again.
Coworkers, like kind of coworkers, friends, family, kind of thing. And I think friends are still in that mindset. Like, the more of them are opening up to the whole thing. But it doesn't faze me, and I'm not saying like to sound like cocky or negative or whatever. I think it's just a learning process, and if you think, I think it's a thing that you learn like as you go. Like, people are always gonna think different about you, or not necessarily. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Like, whatever it is, like, whether all it matters is do you believe in yourself, and then do you believe in what you're doing. You're always gonna have that back of the head thing, like, is what you're doing. Even now as a teacher, like, even in my real day job, like, I'm thinking, if what I'm doing really is making an impact. So the only thing that keeps you going to work is thinking that you're making an impact. The only thing that makes me continue this podcast is that I'm making an impact somehow. And we see it now because people are wanting to be on the podcast. People are saying, yeah, I want to be interviewed by you, or I want to promote my book on your podcast. I want to promote my story on your podcast. Like,
Yeah.
that means a lot. Like, when somebody trusts you to tell their story, it means a lot. Like, we have to come up with questions that are meaningful enough for these people to want to come, even after they agree. You know, they check you out. They do their job. You say, hey, you want to be on the podcast? They won't answer for like 15 minutes. Why? Because they're looking you up. They're saying, are you for real? Is this thing or is this something I want to spend my time on? And when they say yes, it means they looked you up and they believe in what you're doing. And so I think Worm and I are lucky enough to be able to do that. And I right now 100% enjoy what I'm doing with that.
Because it's fun.
I get nervous 100% like crazy. Because
Yeah.
I tell Jen all the time, it's like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know. And Worm and I will sit down and he kind of calms me down too. He's like, all right, we're doing this, we're doing that. I was like, okay, let's do it. And then we do it. And then so far it's been good. I don't know. I don't know if that answered your question, but it answered.
Oh yeah, it definitely did. Because like, of course, with everything, it's always going to be hard. Nothing happens overnight. Like, from Hamilton, I'm so inspired by Lin-Manuel, because it took him 6 years to do Hamilton, and look at what a success it is, you know? And he took that risk. Like, it's all about taking risk, and if you fall, then that's okay. But yeah, honestly, like, I do think sometimes, like, why am I doing this podcast? Because maybe that's my insecurity, and I'm not that confident in myself. And then I'm like, okay, I'm doing it because I love it, or I'm doing it because I want to make an impact. You always have to find your why.
So what kind of impact are you trying to make with your podcast?
So it started with just like with COVID. Just like I just wanted to see what people were doing, how they were coping with COVID. So that's how it started. And that was like the impact I wanted to do. I just wanted to do 5, and then I was like, oh, I'll keep going because I like to talk, I guess, or whatever. I'm like curious about people. But like that was I guess I need to refine my why, because I feel like COVID is like, not that it's gone, but now like people are going out more. So I don't know. I need to see what's up.
Well, I think that's with us too. Like, we're figuring out how to tell people stories.
Yeah.
I don't know. Words pissing me off right now. I'm just kidding.
Why?
No, I'm just kidding.
Because he's relaxing. He's listening to music.
I feel like he has a lot to say and he's not saying it. And he's been like waiting to be on this podcast with you.
What?
But you have a lot to say, you're not saying it.
You guys already
And
know
you've been
me.
wanting to be on the
podcast. Huh?
On the judo podcast. You've been wanting, like, you've been saying, like, oh, well, I want to be on the judo podcast. And you're on it right now. You're not saying anything, Worm.
For what, dude? I try to talk. You guys ignore me. I get interrupted. You interrupt me. You guys are saying, oh, I'm bored. I'm sleepy. Sleepy Joe. You know what I mean? So I'm just chilling. I'll let you guys talk. Cobra Kai, all that stuff, and Game of Thrones. What you guys were talking about?
Game of Thrones?
No.
Yeah. And my name is Al.
We're not talking about. Talk about anything. All right, then you guys better give me your undivided attention. Then you want my talent? Here I am.
Well, yeah, we're trying to sell our podcast on Judo's podcast.
Our podcast is sold, dude. Oh, you had asked which one was the funniest podcast. In all honesty, it was one of our fraternity brothers. His name was Berto. I was so drunk, but we were just playing at each other. So he's hardcore Republican. I'm more in the middle though, but I'm like, hey man, what do you think about Sleepy Joe? And he's like, oh, that's Sleepy Joe. And man, he was just hilarious. What do you think, man? Berto? He's just a funny guy, don't you think?
Berto?
Dude, Berto was just hilarious the whole time.
Yeah, that was probably the funniest one, but that was the drunkest one I've ever been in. I was a little bit embarrassed about myself, but you know what? That's what 2HARD2FAST is all about. that's a little sample of how I am when I'm just like wasted drunk. And I don't even think it was that bad. So it's all good.
Is that the intention? Like when you go too hard, too fast to get drunk?
No, we try not to, but that's what the
Too
meaning of too hard, too fast is. Oh, hey, we gave the people a little bit of back in the day. So
I think, I think, I don't know if I don't know if I said it earlier in this thing, but I think when we start too hard, too fast, and we start drinking, the theme I did explain that it comes up just like bro talk, fun talk, whatever stuff, but then it reaches social issues. And when it reaches social issues, at that point, we're kind of already a little bit 2H2F. So we're more comfortable with really saying what we believe. And that's what I like. Like, it's kind of like that show, it's on YouTube called Hot Ones. I don't
Oh
know if
yeah,
you
I
guys
like that
have seen
show.
it.
Mhm.
Yeah, so by the time they get to like one of the hottest wings, and he asks a question, they're already the person's already going through so much in their
Mhm.
head and dealing that they're more open to answer the question.
Yeah.
And so that's the same thing with us. Like they're more open to answer the question. But we always tell them that no matter what, if they openly answer a question and then they feel like they don't want they're not comfortable with it anymore as we're recording, and they say, oh no, take that out, never mind, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that, or anything like that.
Yeah.
Or they make a mistake and they try to redo it. I was like, yeah, just let me know as you're doing it, and then I'll edit it out. Like, I'm not here to make you look bad. So
Yeah.
if you feel uncomfortable or you make a mistake,
keep it for
let me know.
blackmail. We're not the media. All right, we're not fake news. We're real news. Right? Look,
Exactly. So I think that's where it goes. Like, you know, people get into that comfortable state and they want to talk about issues that are important to them. And we want to talk about those issues that are important to them. But we're not here to make you look bad.
Yeah.
And that's the thing.
I mean, initially they'll make themselves look bad. To be honest. No, is that a negative?
yeah,
If those who, if that's what they are, but on our show so far, we haven't had that kind of, thing happen.
Yeah, that's
We
good.
recently have had people ask us not to drink, and we respect that.
Yeah.
I don't know when this podcast is gonna go out, but we are interviewing a sober guy that has a really tough story to tell, and I told him right off the bat, like, we're gonna respect you, so we're not even gonna bring alcohol into the conversation. Like, bring your favorite drink, we'll bring our favorite non-alcoholic drink, and then we're gonna go from there. Like, we're gonna be sober and we're gonna
Yeah.
respect you because we're not here to make you look bad.
Yeah. I like that. You guys are funny.
I mean, we're still gonna make fun of each other. That's always gonna be a thing.
hey, I
We're
want to
always
hear
gonna-
my sister's. Do you have a story of when you went too hard, too fast? You got drunk real fast, and I don't know, something funny just happened.
I mean, this was like back when I was younger, but the only one I could recall was when I went to a hotel party with my cousin, and then it got
Ooh,
raided.
already starting weird.
And then it got raided, and for some reason, like my cousin was the only one who was being held back, and all of us went when we're able to go home. So I got a ride home from my cousin's friend, and then my cousin, the cops called my aunt to pick her up. But then when I got home, I was so drunk that my dad met me at the door to open the door because I didn't have the key, and I was telling him, I remember specifically, I was like, that is not my fault. There was beer everywhere. I'm not drunk. Like, I remember telling him that, but in that time it made sense. And then the day after, I'm like, what the heck did I tell him? He knows I was drunk. So that's the only one I could recall. But yeah.
That's a good one.
But
Wait, but he never mentioned like, oh, I knew you were drunk or
yeah,
anything like.
no, he said like, well, what do you think? You think I'm not drunk?
You think I'm stupid?
I mean, what are you gonna do? I'm
he
already
said it like he
drunk.
knew you were.
Oh yeah, he opened the door. He's like, just go to bed. And I'm like, okay, Dad, I'm going to bed. Yeah, but they knew. I
That's
mean,
fun.
as long as I was home safe, I guess. But my cousin, like, I don't know why she got held back. She doesn't like do anything bad. I don't know. It was funny. Like, I don't know. It was
That's
crazy.
fun. That kind of reminds me of something. Wait. That kind of reminds me of something. I went to Colorado, right, where there's this there's a substance that's legal there. But it wasn't in Colorado. It was in El Paso. But that's besides the point. My sister calls me one time. I was hanging out with a cousin. I thought I was like smooth. I'm like, hey, what's up? No, I'm just chilling here.
No, that
Oh, wait. Hey, what's up? No, I'm just chilling here. No, I'm cool. Don't worry. I'll go home in a little bit. All right. Hey, good night.
that's
Good night.
not.
Cool.
That is.
And
not
then the
how-
reality was, tell him.
Oh yeah. So then I go to the right, and I'm like, hey, what's up? Where are you? Hey, what's up? No, just chilling. No, what are you doing? Nah, what's up? Nah, with my cousin, what's up? I'm like, what the heck? What's wrong with you? Yeah, so that's how I knew something was, hey, what's up? Nah, just chilling. Okay.
But in my mind, hey, what's up? I'm just chilling. Yeah, no, I'm about to go home in a little bit. All right, then. Hey, good night.
Not even.
Smooth conversation, but that was the reality.
Oh, where are you? Hey, what's up? Nah, just chilling right here with the cousin. Yeah, just chilling. What's up? Okay. Weirdo.
I can see that version of you. Like I can see both. Like I can see how you think it went one way. And I
Hey,
can
it went
more
good.
likely that's what
She
you
didn't
were
suspect a thing.
doing. All right, guys. I fold them. And everybody's staring at you like,
What the?
you messed up, man.
What's up? Okay, dude.
Well, I think I've seen that version too.
I'm crying, dude. I'm crying.
Oh man,
So
that is
funny.
awesome.
Well, I want to talk about the cruise too, because all three of us went on the same cruise together. I met George for the first time on that cruise.
No.
Second time, but
Oh
for
yeah,
the first,
second time, but the first one I can't recall because I was working, I guess. He was staying at the hotel I used to work at.
No,
But like, I thought I was meeting him for the first time. When I was gonna meet George, I just didn't know how he was gonna be, if he was gonna be a dick, if or whatever. But it's so funny how like when George we picked him up from San Antonio, we went to Galveston, like how he just like became like another brother right away. You know what I mean? Yeah.
for
And I was like, oh, he's cool.
sorry. Also, I think for me, my favorite part was I think it was hanging out with everybody. Like, the dinners, the weird
Yeah.
dinners.
No, dude,
Having
the
to dress up.
breakfast. Like when we would have breakfast together, I just love that. Just have coffee and breakfast.
Did
And
we
then
have
start our
breakfast
day.
together?
Yes,
How
we
many
would
times did we really do have breakfast together though?
like all
Like
the
all the
time,
time?
all of us.
like four
I don't remember having breakfast together other than that first time we moved in.
Really?
Or actually the second day, like waking up the second day, that's the only breakfast I really don't remember. Cause like we
Yeah.
were all lost. Like, can we just take this? Like this is free. And the coffee, can we sit here? Like, should we
Yeah.
put tables together or what do we do? Like everybody's here. What? I think that's the only breakfast I remember. But after
Yeah.
that, like once we started like partying every night, I don't think I remember the breakfasts.
I remember you guys, like my brother, I think my brother more, but like we bought the bands, right? It was like $400 for 2 bands, but of course we split it all between all 4 of us or 5 of
Hey,
us. With my
Judo, we're not saying.
No.
how we
Oh.
got into this.
You guys in trouble with the cruise.
Oh, I cut that out.
Screw
We
the
got
cruise.
to
Nah,
keep
don't cut
our
it out, dude. Screw the
secrets.
cruises, dude. They're a rip off, dude. Go to Cancun instead. Screw the cruise, dude. I don't recommend anyone to go on a cruise.
Really? I had a
It's
bad-
alright. It's alright.
I always hated the cruise idea, but I think we did a good.
Don't cut it out. Leave it in. Screw
Why
the
can't we
cruise.
say stuff about the cruise?
Because George is scared.
It's a review.
No,
They're going downhill. their stock's going down. Corona's.
I'm
going
not scared about the
down.
cruise. I just don't want people to
done.
steal our idea. I want to be able to keep doing our
Oh, that's
idea,
cool. Yeah.
without.
Um,
Because you know what? You know what? People learn how to sneak alcohol on the cruise, and it ruined it for us.
I mean, yeah, we had a glass.
Well, I was the
But
only one who got caught.
That's true, but it was my brother's idea to take wine with
I had vodka on the cruise.
Yeah.
But no, I think only remember that second breakfast. Other than that, like it's like I remember our dinners. Dinners were like it was because it was dressy. I hated it. I hated it so much. I was like, and even then, I didn't even go to like the dressy one. I was like, I'm on vacation. I'm not gonna dress up for anyone. I dress up for work every day. If I cannot go in shorts to that dinner, then I don't want to eat.
Yeah. What was
Where
the
did it
saying that
go?
George would say? I'm on vacation. Was that
Yeah,
the
I'm
only
on
way you would say that?
vacation. Don't bother me. I'm vacation.
I don't want to be on a
Don't-
schedule.
Don't put me on a schedule. Don't put me on a
Yeah,
schedule.
don't put me on a schedule.
I'm on vacation.
I'm on vacation. Don't put me on a schedule.
I was
Okay.
like, hey, bro, we have a little competition right now at 2. No, don't put
Put me
me
on schedule. Yeah.
Hey, bro, beer pong competition. Nah, don't put me on a schedule.
And there's George.
Yeah, I didn't even want to. It's funny that I didn't even want to compete, but then you guys
And we
signed
won.
me. Yeah, you guys signed me up,
We
and I
won
was
it
like,
for
all
San
right, fine.
Antonio. Then I won it again with her husband, my brother-in-law, for El Paso. What's up?
You know what I loved about that? Like, not just the
That
fact that I didn't
the
want to compete.
Mexican guy hated me. I
He
know.
hated me too.
No. Oh, yeah, that was
He
your fault.
hated me though.
Because you were being rude about it. But
I was just an arrogant American, dude. What's wrong with
We were
that?
talking
But I
Spanish.
bet if I was white, it'd be cool. But because I'm brown here, screw that guy.
Like
no.
we were like, I don't know.
Daddy.
We were like embracing, like, oh, we know Spanish too.
Hey, ¿cómo estás? I don't.
Don't talk to me like that.
Yeah.
No, but the
I
thing,
know
the thing
English. All right, sorry.
it's because you know what it was is Worm was being typical Mexican American. He
Yeah.
wanted to get more for what he paid for. He
Hey,
wanted
bro,
to
don't I
pay-
deserve a free beer for winning? That's true. Yeah,
Dude,
yeah, hell
you
yeah.
already got
Hey, I
a
gotta
you already
ask,
got
bro. I
picture.
gotta ask.
You got a free picture and all the beer you just drank,
No.
and you can drink the rest.
Because I'm a winner, bro. I'm a winner. I
Uh,
want more. That's how America
But
thinks,
the
bro.
thing I really like was the fact that I didn't want to play it. I don't want to put myself on the schedule. No, do not sign me up. All right, fine, sign me up. Oh, now we're playing. And now at this point, I'm in competition mode because I have this ego that I need to feed, and I want to win now. And then we win, and then what happens? We become like celebrities on the boat. Everybody knows, hey, you guys. Like,
Oh yeah.
everywhere we went, we were just like, hey, champions.
And then I'm a 2-time champ too, dude, for doing it twice.
You did. You did one twice. I didn't do the second time. I was like, I'm done with that. It was fun.
I know, dude. And that guy, he saw, I forgot what her name was, but I know he purposely excluded us, but he didn't know that I signed up with another team with her husband
that's right.
with a different name. So he thought, cool, I got rid of that guy. And then, all right, hey, this team is up. I'm all, hell yeah. And he's all, crap.
Yeah, because he goes, you're on this team. He's like, yeah, we signed up.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
man.
And I'm going to win it also.
Yeah.
And I did.
Yeah.
Oh, man, it was funny. But it was super cool. Like, we're in, what islands were we in?
Cozumel.
Consumel.
No, the other island.
Cayman?
No, Cayman Islands.
Cayman. We're on the Cayman Islands. Walking like aimlessly. We're just exploring, like random. We're in the middle of the town, just randomly, and then people are like, "Hey, San Antonio! Hey, high five, picture, yeah, take a picture."
Hell
That
yeah.
was my first taste of celebrityism.
I know, no one,
like,
no
hey,
one asked if they could buy us a beer, but it's all good.
right?
No, we got too
Yeah,
hard too
but
fast.
Dude,
Hey.
imagine we would have had our podcast back in the day. That would have been good.
Are you a 2H2Fer?
Follow us.
I mean, you guys already had it, didn't you? You just weren't like progressive.
Yeah,
with it.
that's true.
Just progress, yeah. But
Yeah.
that's what it is. I
Yeah.
think
Not
that's-
politically progressive, but yeah. We didn't
But that was a good thing about the cruise. I don't think I had any negative things other than like how much they like tried to get out of you.
But just leaving the crew, the boat was the most negative. We were all in a bad mood. Like leaving, my brother was like on the phone in a bad mood. I was in a bad mood by the stairs. I think you were in a bad mood too, George. That's the first time I saw you in a bad mood.
Yeah, it was weird because they made us wake up early just to stand in a hallway with
You
our
wait
bags.
for like 2 hours or so or
Yeah.
more.
And it was hot. It was hot in the hallway.
Yeah,
So
it
I was
was.
like,
That was just the worst. Leaving is the worst part of the cruise. That's it.
and we're like, they go like by balcony or whatever it's called, like
Yeah.
lake. And it's like, oh my God, just get off the boat.
Yeah.
Shut
That
up.
was the worst.
Grab your bags and get off.
You know what my
I'm
favorite part
gonna
was?
take a lifeboat at this. I will float on a door Titanic style at this point.
Dude, let's talk about how we got on and how they call us like crew alert, like we have to go do the orientation, right? So what happened was you win, right, George? But my brother didn't go supposedly.
Worm was too busy yelling at somebody on the phone.
Yeah, but like he didn't show up at all, right? So you kind of had to lie.
I
In a way?
had to lie for him saying that he was with me. I don't know how he pulled it off because they were scanning IDs or whatever it was.
Well,
that
that's
we
the
had to-
thing. Yeah, so like I was taking a shower and they were waiting for me outside to get out of my room. And once I got out, they're like, "All right, we have her." I'm like, "What the heck? What the heck?" So like I'm like, for you to get away with it, I don't know how you did that.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, I have no idea, but I just went, "Is your roommate here?" I was like, "Yeah, he's back there." And they go, and they did something. They kept moving. So I was like, all right, well, whether he gets in trouble or not, that's on him. I was like, I tried
paid
to.
for my ticket. Fuck it.
Oh,
Yeah, I was like, what are they gonna do? Throw him off the boat? He paid.
oh yeah, put you back. We haven't left yet, I don't think.
No,
Yeah, and then-
they should have thrown him off the boat if they knew what was good for them.
but yeah, I think I would do a cruise again. It was fun. I love the.
I would do it again. I would do it again. It's scary and nerve-wracking, especially like how we went through that tropical storm.
Oh yeah, we did. I didn't really feel it. I mean,
I felt-
honestly. You did?
I did, and I think I got signal at some point, and I texted people and said, "Hey, we're going through a tropical storm. I don't know what's gonna happen. I just want to let you know."
Really, George?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was like in the restroom too. Like that's the only place I got signal, in the restroom.
Oh yeah. So you paid to have signal? I didn't pay to have
No,
signal.
I did not. Like I don't know how it happened. Like I think we were getting close to to Mexico, to Cozumel. So somehow I had signal,
Yeah.
and I was able to text out.
Oh, okay.
And just in the restroom. Other than that, I had nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. So I texted. I was like, I don't know what's going on, but this boat is a rocking.
It didn't
Yeah.
phase me. Did it phase you?
Probably the last 2 days I did get a little bit like motion sick. So
Really? I didn't know that. You know where I got more seasickness when we were watching the Broadway show? I could feel the boat.
No,
like this.
well, that was like the last couple
Yeah.
of days. Because we're sitting down and then you just feel like,
Oh, yeah. It was the worst.
But I don't know. To the people out there, I don't recommend the cruise. I mean, I guess try it once. It's cool, but
I recommend it. I thought it was fun.
it's all right.
Everyone watched George's video. He made a review on it, which was really funny.
Oh yeah, we'll plug it in somewhere. I don't know how.
The link is
Hopefully, just
right here.
It's right there.
below.
Oh, I'm sorry, we're right there.
Excusez-moi. Yeah, but I think that's it, guys. Do you guys want to add anything else?
Follow 2HARD2FAST podcast. One word altogether. Because you know what? We don't space things out. We don't space things out on YouTube.
And we don't edit out Spanish bad words. Como pendejo. Right?
Okay, I'm gonna edit that. Just kidding.
But we also have an audio version. So if you're like driving to work and you want to listen to something that's like, oh, I need a change in my life. I want to listen to two guys that need to tell me something. You can find us on any podcast platform. Other than that, hey, follow me on Weird George. Weird.
Oh,
Jorge.
follow you. No, follow me.
You don't even post on social media.
Yeah,
You don't even have an Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. Weird Jorge. Weird Jorge. Or send us stuff at 2HARD2FAST POD Twitter. Nobody uses that, but you know, it's there.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for being on the Judo Chat Meeting podcast. It was a random episode. Enjoy. I mean, I feel like life can be random.
We went too hard too fast.
Yeah, we went too hard too fast, and I'm sober.
Well, that's your fault. Also,
Thanks, sober.
thank you for having us. This was awesome.
Yes, thank you for being on, even though it was so random. Thank you.
I like what this is what we're about.
Yeah, everyone, live your dreams. Don't give up. Take our advice and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Okay, bye.
Hey.
Bye.